Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. This is your astro-tarot reading for the week of December 29th. I don't even know what day it is. Oh, I'm in that week of I don't know what's going on. I'm full of cheese and cookies and I don't know what day it is. So the 29th to January 4th. There we go. We got it. I know I have to be somewhere on the 4th, so that's how I know what date it is. So this is your Astro Tarot reading for December 29th to January 4th, 2025. Oh my gosh. Can you believe we're just a couple days away from a whole new year? A whole new energetic year. I know for many of us, we honor different New Years. I know there's people who honor April 1st as the new year, September 1st as the new year, and November 1st as the new year. I know witchy new year, right? Samhain, that's what we do. We celebrate. But also in the spiritual sense, that is also been considered a new year, that October 31st, because it's the end of the harvest. And so it's there's a lot of different years. So this we're going to look at is sort of like the calendar energetic new year. And this is kind of an interesting time. I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful. And maybe I do every year, and then every year just tries to break me. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, here's these adorable matches. How cute are these? They're little matchbooks that I got from Santa. So aren't they just the sweetest? And of course, the Magician, that is my life path card, actually. And of course, I like the Sun because it's very healing and, to heal that inner child. Isn't that what we should be doing? Healing our inner child. So we are going to have a look at all 12 signs. Don't forget to check out your Sun, your Moon, and your Rising. And it's always cute to me when people who aren't into this or are sort of new to this, when I say check out your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and they're like, well, I don't have any children. I'm like, not the sun that you gave birth to, the sun in the sky, the sun in the sky. And yes, I have actually had people say, I don't have any sons, I just have daughters. I'm like, whew, we are very new, aren't we? So that's okay. Everybody starts somewhere, right? Everybody has to figure it out. And when we're looking at something that's written, it's so much easier to understand than when someone says it. So we are going to start with our Capricorn friends because we are in their birthday season. We're just going to give the cards a little twist too while we're at it. And if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a great one. I hope it was everything you dreamt it would be. We had a very quiet one. My father-in-law came over on the afternoon of Christmas Day, and we just mostly ate. Opened a few presents, chatted, My father-in-law and I are very different people, so sometimes it's a challenge to just have a normal conversation. But, we get there. And then I've just kind of been chillaxing a lot since then. And, been, sort of doing my planning for 2025. I got big dreams, big goals, and I'm definitely feeling motivated. 2024 was not a great year for me. And I'm very happy to see the back of it, really. I'll be ready to flush 2024 down the toilet. I learned an awful lot. I learned so much, and I'm taking all of that into 2025, and we're going to have a much better year. 2025 is going to be a magical year for sure. Lots of success, lots of achievement, and lots of growth. And, I'm going to be making lots of money, going to be learning lots, going to be building my business exponentially. Now that I've got YouTube under me, I feel like, okay, now I can start implementing all the other things. Like I've got a massive list of things I want to do, including a Patreon. And when I get enough subscribers and watch hours, then I'll have a membership element to my YouTube channel, all kinds of things. So I've got a million things in my mind. I had to do a massive brain dump, and I'm going to be doing a lot more front-facing videos. I think I might be doing more of that for my Patreon. so that there's a lot more educational content, whereas this is entertainment content. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more education. I'm going to be bringing a lot more fireside chats and spell work and things like that to this channel, and then also my Patreon. So there we go. Our Capricorn friends, here we are. What does your week look like? The 10 of Candles, you are bringing something to completion. It could just be you're so happy to get rid of this year, to put this year behind you, to put this, all the things, just pack it away and be like, okay, 2024, we're done. I feel like this was a really hard year for a lot of people, but especially our Capricorn friends, because the way this year unfolded, you know, sort of like in communities and towns, in countries, globally, things like that, it really was not the kind of energy that our Capricorns usually like. It was very chaotic. Even just the last few weeks just have been very, everywhere I turn, there's like, oh my God, another scandal, breaking news, this and that and everything else. And our Capricorn friends really like, you know, structured lives, like and this being this chaotic kind of thing out of control really does not appeal to our Capricorn friends. So this really feels like just an incredible desire to put 2024 to bed, and let's get on with a new year that feels so much better. So I feel like we're going to be, for our Capricorn friends, there's going to be a moment when you're like flipping over, like flipping the page of your day book and being like, ah, that feels better. That feels better. So enjoy that moment, sink into it, really, really feel that, and do journaling in that moment. Brain dump everything you have in your mind as you sit in the feeling of, ah, yeah, that's better. New year, blank slate. Here we go. Right? And never forget that it's really not truly a blank slate, because we bring everything with us that we have built already. So it's just sort of a blank slate of chaos. Really could just be a blank slate of chaos. If you live in Canada, expect Canada to be a little chaotic for the next little while. But within yourself and within your own life, you got it. You're going to be able to get that structure back and that feeling of like, okay, everything's in control now, and not in a bad way, but just everything's lined up and as it should be, according to you, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. So our Aquarius friends, 3 of Gifts, which is our 3 of Pentacles. That's an interesting one. So this is a great message. So it's about being creative. Use this time this week to really tap into your creativity, your imagination, all the good stuff. And this is about earthly stuff. This is about our money, our home, our physical life, the actual physical, tangible manifestations in our life. And so this is a great reminder to get creative, do something creative. Look at her. She's like making a little dollhouse and having a good time here. So really do that. And this week, especially, because if we're, see, in Scotland, we have a saying. I don't live in Scotland. I live in Canada, but I'm from Scotland. We have a saying that start as you mean to go on. So if you go into the new year in deep creativity and imagination and doing something that you love, that will carry on with you. So I'm a big believer that whatever we do on January 1st, that's going to set the tone for our whole year. So I like to get out for a walk first thing in the morning, you know, eat healthy. I'm that person that lasts one day, but whatever. It started as I meant to go on, and really like tap into that creativity of yourself. And next up, we have our Pisces friends, 2 of Good Cheer, 2 of Cups. Somebody's going to be getting a kiss at midnight on New Year's Eve. Yeah, that's for sure. And if that's not you, that's okay. But this is a strong message that somebody's going to be getting a little smoochy woo. But this is also a time to really reflect on and perhaps act on potential partnerships going into the new year. This could be romantic. This could be the moment where you say, you know what, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to ask him or her out. and see what happens. And this is very positive looking for that. But also too, if you are in business, look at potential partnerships for the new year so that you both grow your businesses. You know, I'm doing that myself. I'm like sitting there looking at, okay, who can I partner with in 2025 to add to my YouTube channel, do events with, like all kinds of different things. So there's lots of ways of looking at partnerships and that kiss at midnight, right? So definitely be looking for this. Keep an eye out. You don't necessarily need to act on it right in the middle of the holidays unless you want to. But if this is sort of leaning towards business, you know, make notes of that. Write things down. Don't type them into your phone. Don't use a pen and a piece of paper. Even better, a pencil and a piece of paper, and get these things written down. And so that way, you know, kind of once we're back to real life again, you've got that there. You don't have to think, what was I thinking about on New Year's Eve? Just you'll already have it there. And now our Aries friends, our spicy Aries, King of Canes. This is our King of Swords. There we go. To be honest, I'll be so glad when I'm not using this deck anymore, because I struggle so much to remember what all these things are without looking them up. I do have the list of this everything in front of me here, but whew, I'm like, surely a month in, I should be able to remember what the canes are. Because our wands are our candles are our wands, fire, right? That goes together. Canes are swords. So for our Aries friends, the King of Canes is just letting us know that we're probably going to be getting our head straight this week. We're going to be, even if we don't actually do it, the desire is there. This is a time for a brain dump. This is a time for making plans, making lists. Get your day book out, get your planner out, get to work on that and get things out of your head and into the world. And, you know, this is a great time for manifesting and accelerating things because we're in this energetic shift right now. So definitely be really in your head and get all that stuff out. And I'll let you know, I'm an Aries. This card speaks volumes to me because that's exactly what I've been doing. Before I sat down to record this, I was going through all these stacks of things I had printed off and saved and blah, 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 blah. And I was like organizing them all and making plans for what I'm going to, you know, be doing. And I've got my calendar. I'm going to schedule everything, you know, blah, 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 blah. So this, I was like, ooh, yeah. Master your thoughts. And just remember that everything in life is a mental game. So whether it's about your business, whether it's about your family, your relationships, your romantic life, you know, your health, whatever it is, get your head straight and do a brain dump. Get a nice notebook and a good pen and write it all down, get it all out, and organize your mind, because this time of year, it's so easy to just have all kinds of chaotic thoughts running around, because this is a pretty chaotic time. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world any given year. This is that time of year where, like I said, we don't know what day it is. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where we are. Like we've eaten cheese 3 meals a day. Like there's a lot of stuff happening. So this is a great time to organize your thoughts and get your head straight. And our Taurus friends, the sun. Oh, and see, I just had that there. The sun. So this is a great reminder to heal the inner child. This is all about healing. The sun is very healing. A lot of people think the sun is very damaging. No, it's very healing. And the way we live makes the sun damaging. But the sun is not meant to be damaging. And if you have questions about that, just let me know. Reach out. I'll explain it. But this is always about our inner child, tapping into the inner child and also healing our inner child. You can do that. You can do things that you go back to moments in your childhood and you actually heal those moments so they're not messing you up now. It's amazing. And if you want help with that, reach out to me. We can book a session for you. But this is definitely healing your inner child So if there's things from your childhood that are bothering you, that is work to be done now. Don't drag that into the new year. You got a couple days left. You can sit with it. But it's also a great reminder to, joy is very healing. And when we do the things that bring us joy, we're also in the, like, a very, very high frequency for manifestation. And so this is, whenever this card comes up, I always tell people, to whatever it was that made you really happy when you were a child, try doing some of that now. Look at this, like, we're just having a nice picnic and enjoying this. This isn't like crazy, expensive, adventuring. This is having a picnic. And it's just really, it's about sitting in our divine feminine energy, and that's where we manifest. So there's a beautiful message this week for our Taurus friends. Tap into your inner child, and it's no it's not lost on me that they're having a picnic. Like, Taurus is like their food, like my son is a Taurus, so I get it. All I have to do is hand him any kind of piece of food, and the little guy lights up. Little guy towers over me, but he's still my baby. Any mom will tell you that. It doesn't matter. Your kid could be 45 years old and tower over you, and that's still your baby. So yeah. Anyway, so for our Gemini friends, oh, what a great message for our Gemini friends. Balance, which is, that's our Temperance card. And this is about, I feel like there's a big shift happening here. I feel like for everybody, the last time I did this, so a week ago, like, it was not great. Like, there was a lot of reversals. There was a lot of stuck energy. I feel like we're all very positive this week. Like, we're all feeling really hopeful for the new year. Let's leave this one behind. Let's get on. But this is like about harmony and balance, and definitely like finding balance in your life. And moderation. We may have overdone it a little bit over the holidays. So this is probably a big nudge to get your act together. Sober up, get back on your diet. Like, I don't mean like go on a diet. I just mean like get back to your normal eating patterns. But it's also, like, with this chaotic energy, I feel like I get the sense that our Gemini friends have just been a little bit ragey and stabby in the last little bit, because it's like, there's no balance, there's no harmony, there's nothing, you know what I mean? So this is definitely letting us know that we will be making a return to that, like, even keel life and the harmony. And just remember that we don't need to rush into it. We don't need to go cold turkey on anything. Just pull back on the reins a tiny bit and ease your way in. But ease your way towards that balanced life again. And our Cancer friends, the Six of Canes, which is our, oh my gosh, Six of Swords. Holy smokers. I'll be so glad when I'm not using this deck anymore. And then I'll bring it out again next December and do all this all over again. So this is, our Six of Swords is very much an energy, and this is for our Cancer friends, very much an energy of checking out. This is about leaving what doesn't serve us behind, releasing what doesn't serve us. This is about getting away from what doesn't serve us. We're off to better things. In the traditional tarot deck, I always see this card and I'm like, I got my dog, I got my stuff, I'm out, right? Like, done. I've busted out. And I'm on my way to better things, greener pastures, absolutely greener pastures, which is a phrase that has been meaningful to me this week as well. But this is definitely about moving away from things. And it's also about making progress in your life. This is about, the just keep swimming kind of thing. Like, you're on the right path, you're getting there. You just don't let the last couple of weeks be the thing that derails you. It's just a little blip. It's just a pause to celebrate, the returning of the light and Christmas and everything else. But let's get back on track. And let's get back on track. Oh, something that sometimes my guides will like show me something and then take it away almost immediately. Like it wasn't meant to be said, it was just meant for me. So they did show me something and then they just took it away and I was like, I was mid-sentence there. So I'm sure maybe they'll explain that to me later. But this is definitely something better is coming and you know what that is. You know what you want that to be. So just keep going. You're on the right track. You're doing great. Just keep swimming. Okay? So that was for our Cancer friends. Our Leo friends, the Krampus. Our Leo friends, so the Krampus, of course, is the devil. The devil. It's time to release, again, another releasing the things that aren't serving you. So if it's addictions, and whenever this card comes up for any of my private clients, I will always ask them, what's the addiction? And almost 100% of the time, they know immediately. Because it's like when you're confronted with it, yeah. You know, I asked a client once, I said, what's the addiction? And she said, my negative thoughts. Like she knew immediately what she was addicted to. It doesn't have to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It can be our limiting beliefs. It can be the story we keep telling ourselves. Especially if you were raised by a narcissist, there is probably a story you have told yourself on loop your entire life. I do. I absolutely do. And I have to like literally smack myself to snap myself out of it. And the story is about my worth. So, and I don't mean my financial and monetary worth, like what's my net worth? I mean, my value as a human being is very tangled up in having a narcissist for a mother. And it's because it's not something, there's not like a moment, an event that we can overcome. It's literally how people who were raised by narcissists is the only thing they know. So that's nothing to do with this, but it's just examples of what addictions can be that aren't necessarily about the big ones that we think about, that, you know, in the, you know, and people end up living on the streets because of their addictions. This could be about gambling. This could be about substances. This could be about the story that we tell ourselves. This could be about a behavior that's not very good for us. This could be about food. There's all kinds of things. Only you know for yourself what the addiction is. And the feeling that I'm getting is that this week you're going to be confronted by it. And you're going to have to make a decision about what you do going into the new year. So there you have it. That look for that. And you know what? If you drink too much on New Year's Eve, it's okay. You can start fresh the next day. It's all right. It's all right. And our Virgo friends, Page of Canes, which is our Page of Swords. Oh my gosh. Whew. I should use this deck more this year so that I get used to the what the suits are. So our Page of Swords, this is something new is coming. There's potentially a message that is coming to you, a communication of some kind. This is swords, this is our thoughts, this is our communication, this is our words, this is contracts, things like that. But there's a student element to this. I feel like one of you watching, or maybe more than one of you, is actually starting a new course or a new learning something in January. You've got something coming up that is, you're going to be learning something. But because we have this in reverse, be careful of gossip. Be very careful of gossip. If you've heard some juicy gossip, keep it to yourself. And if it's about someone that you care about and you feel that you can, maybe go to them with it and just say, this is, you know, what people are saying, and I just want to make sure you're okay. And if you're the kind of person who says, oh yeah, people tell me they don't like you or whatever, tell them who it is. Right? I recently had somebody say, yeah, mutual friends that we have don't like you. They all talk about how they don't like you. But they wouldn't tell me who those people are so that I can remove them from my life. Right? They're not friends. I can tell you that because they're gossiping about me, number one. And number two, I don't really have a lot of friends, which is okay with me, kind of intentional. I made my life very small and uncomplicated. So if there are people talking about me saying that we're friends, no, we're not, because my friends don't gossip about me. My friends tell me when people are gossiping about me, and they would tell me who it is. So I know to remove that person. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference? So if you are gossiping about somebody, maybe ask yourself why. What are you getting out of the gossip? Are you doing like caring things, but like that's really gossip in disguise? Like really, this is a time to just explore that and examine that. I don't want to shame you. I don't want, because we all do it, right? Like, believe me, I ran into somebody yesterday who told me some stuff, and I was like, woo, juicy, right? So yeah, I do love some good gossip myself, but we also need to be very intentional with how we speak to and about people and our relationships. If you're calling someone your friend and then you're gossiping about them, you're a jerk. Okay? So let's sit with that for a minute and think about how, maybe that's not helpful to our relationships. If you're like, all my relationships suck, why don't you take some responsibility for your role in those relationships and how you're managing them? So anyway, that really came through strong, but definitely you're going to hear some news about something. There's news coming this week, and there's somebody out there definitely who's starting a new intelligence journey, like a new learning journey, looking at masterclasses, workshops, something like that to sort of gain some skills. So that's for our Virgo friends. Our Libra friends, the 8 of Canes, which is our 8 of Swords. The only thing standing in your way, and this may come to you organically, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The only thing standing in your way is your own self. Your own self it's just, like I said earlier, this is a mental game. Life is just a mental game. So the thoughts that you're having are what are actually standing in your way. And I hope that there's something that happens this week that kind of makes you see, oh, yeah, that's what she's talking about. And because it definitely will. And I hope you notice it. I hope you notice that moment where you're like, you know what, if I thought differently about this, everything would change. And we know this because you can have two people at the exact same moment standing right next to each other, experience the same thing, and they will tell you two different stories about it based on the lens that they're viewing it through. Change the lens that you view things through, and everything will change for you. And our Scorpio friends, the wheel in reverse. Isn't that interesting? The wheel in reverse. Just looking at, no, there's no timing connected to this, so this is right now. The sense is that you're not going to be feeling like this week is unfolding organically for you, but that there's other external things happening that are kind of like derailing you a bit. Don't let them. Stay in control of you. Stay, just stand strong in yourself. Stay grounded in yourself. Stay on your path, and don't worry about these external forces that may be causing disruption in your life. This is also a reminder, if this was upright, this would be like a situation is evolving. You could be feeling like a situation is just stagnated and has kind of come to a standstill. That's okay. That's just the energy this week. Okay. Just if a situation's come to a standstill, go do something else. Just focus on something else for the next week, and then return back to this other thing later. Don't be so committed to your plan that you're ignoring everything else, because sometimes the journey, the road from point A to point B is not to get you to point B, but to help you see all the other things along the way. So keep that in mind. Lots of opportunities, but you're going to miss them if you're so focused on all this other stuff going on. And our Sagittarius friends, the King of Gifts, the King of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting, 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 interesting. So this is kind of feeling a little like we're not stable going into this week. We're not, we probably spent a lot of money on gifts and being popular and socializing and all of that stuff. And things are feeling a little out of control. Like you've maybe you've overspent in a variety of ways. You've overspent financially, you've overspent emotionally, you've overspent socially, you've overspent physically, like all of it, right? Like you've just kind of gone overboard, and that's not feeling good right now. And that's okay. It's the holidays. We're all feeling a little bit, you know, just from eating too much and drinking too much and everything else. But just keep in mind that even though it may feel like it's all been a waste, it's not, because you had the experience. You got the joy, you got the tears, you got all of it, like everything in between. You had the laughs, you spent the time, you made the memories, you took the photos. It's okay to feel like maybe it was a waste, but then we want to take a moment to actually say, hang on a second, that wasn't a waste. I had a lot of fun. I made new friends. I did all the things. I enjoyed myself. You know, if you need to, write down all the things that you did over the holidays or even just through the festive season, and have those to sort of look back on and say, oh, wow, I did do lots of fun stuff that was really, you know, made me happy and helped me enjoy myself. So there you have it. There is your Astro Tarot reading for this week, the week of the December 29th to January 4th. Looking forward to next week when I'm just like January 5th to 11th. There we go. So there you have it. Don't forget to click subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know you were here. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, and rising, and click like on all the things, you know, do all the things. Oh, and when you click subscribe, a lot of people have been telling me that they're subscribed, but they're not getting notifications. Because you actually have to do a second step, that when you click subscribe, a little bell will appear and you need to click the little bell. If you've already subscribed and you didn't do that, just click the subscribe button again and a little drop down menu will come on, and then you'll see the little bell there. So there you have it. We figured that out one day. And there's a couple people since then have still told me that they can't, they're not getting notifications. So there you are. Have a